Hello everyone. Uh, Very warm good morning to all of you. This is me, Tapas Kumar Pradhan, a student of the political science, and I would like to welcome to all of you to this session of my YouTube channel. How are you everyone? I hope you have most doing your revision in this Sunday special. So, in this session, we are here to discuss about the concept of uh, different like idea for the Indian political thinker, like in term of Aurobindo Ghosh and Tilak and Vivekananda. Majorly our focus would be the concept of nationalism, okay, by the different scholar in Indian political thinker, okay. So without delay, let's start. Uh, First of all, we see about the Aurobindo's view of the nationalism. And as you know, guys, that Aurobindo view of the nationalism based on the idea of a bold theory of nationalism, okay. And according to Aurobindo Ghosh, the nationalism is not a mere political program. What is mere? Not a mere political program. It is not a political program, but it is a something mother. Okay, it is not a object. It is not a object, but it is a living entity. Okay, so you have to remember nationalism is considered as a living entity by the Aurobindo Ghosh. Okay, and also he talk about the nationalism is like religions, and nationalism is about mother, nationalism is about the Shakti. Okay, and it is not a political program. Okay, that is how the concept of the Aurobindo Ghosh. You have to remember that Aurobindo Ghosh never consider nationalism is a territorial concept or it is a political program. It is about the religion. He talk about a bold theory of nationalism. Okay. Then if I talk about Vivekananda view of nationalism. So for our exam point of view, you have to remember that Vivekananda view of nationalisms, Tilak view of the nationalisms, then Dindayal Upadhyaya view of the nationalisms, and your Savarkar view of the nationalism, they all are the part of the cultural view of the nationalism. Okay, that you have to remember here. So what do you mean by nationalism by Vivekananda? So Vivekananda, according to Vivekananda, that unity in diversity. So he believe in unity diversity, that in spite of having there are the different religion and they have a different path to achieving the nationalism. But according to the Vivekananda, that in spite of having diversity, the peoples aim to get liberations, and that is how he considers a unity and diversity. And Vivekananda view of nationalism is based on the historical religion concept. Yes, guys, a historical religion concept. What does it mean? That Vivekananda criticized the, I would say, the traditional concept of Hinduism, and he inculcated the idea of the new Vedanta. In this new Vedanta, he talk about the spirit of human service, talk about the like service to the mankind is service to the God. So that is how the idea of nationalism he basically overall here talk about. Okay. That is how the thing. And then if I talk about the concept of Tagore's view of nationalism. So do remember Rabindranath Tagore, one of the great critic to the nationalism. Okay, one of the great critic to the nationalism, and he said that the nationalism is a menace. Okay, nationalism is a menace. Okay, so and Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore also famous for the concept of synthetic universalism. What does it mean by synthetic universalism? Synthetic universalism is a cosmopolitan idea, okay, which is believe on idea of internationalisms, okay, the world humanity. That is how the synthetic universalisms. So far, so the basically Swaraj idea for the Indian political thinker is concerned. I would like to highlight it about something the point of the Swaraj. Okay, and there is a great difference between the Gandhian view of the Swaraj and Tilak view of the Swaraj. And most of time, question basically arise: what is the difference between the Gandhian Swaraj and the Tilak view of the Swaraj? Yes, there is a difference, but there is a little difference. What is the difference? So according to the Tilak view of the Swaraj, that Tilak talk about Swaraj is about the self-governance and self-control. Okay, okay. But on other hand, Gandhi's view of the Swaraj also based on an idea. That idea is self-control, not the self-governance. What is a self-control? According to Gandhi's view of the Swaraj, it is a self-control instead of the self-governance. Okay. And here Tilak also highlighted that Swaraj is all about there is elected government who is responsible to the people. Okay, guys. So a responsible government elected by the people. That is according to the view of the like Tilak view of the Swaraj. Okay. But on other hand, if I talk about Gandhian view of the Swaraj, here Mahatma Gandhi highlighted that there is a Ramarajya, there is a stateless society or anarchical society. Okay, according to Mahatma Gandhi, if people control on their own thought, on their own basically action, behavior, there is no requirement of the state. Okay, because Gandhiji believed that state is a symbol of the violence, state is a symbol of the coercion. So that's why he talk about there is no requirement of the state. We require the people have a ability to control over their own behavior. So this is how make difference between the Gandhian view of Swaraj, on other hand the Tilak view of the Swaraj. So you have to remember basically about the difference. Okay, so this is what basically we remember from the nationalism point of view, Tilak, Aurobindo Ghosh, Vivekananda, and what is the difference between the Tilak view of the Swaraj and the Gandhian view of the Swaraj. So I hope now it is clear to you. So this is all about from my side for this small concept of this Sunday special. I hope it definitely basically help you. And if you like my effort, do subscribe, do press the bell icon, and do share with your friend, because sharing is always caring. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.